This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitter and Lasers Retro React for the holiday season, this being Vlogmas, a very merry X rant. Sorry, hold on, I got this one. A merry Xmas rant. This is from 2016. It was highly requested by, I think, 2 people. It was on my list to do anyway, so I figured, hey, I'm feeling a little bit better, so I'll put on like minimal makeup, brush my hair, change my shirt, and come do this. So are you ready? This is Anna from 2016, so 8 years ago. So before anybody says, oh my god, she looks so different. Yes, because this was 8 years ago and she was roughly 200 pounds lighter than she is today. Something like that. Maybe 150 pounds lighter. It's amazing how much weight puts on you over time. But anyway. I would like to say if I sound stuffy or if my words sound weird, it's because I'm sick. There you have it. I do want to say before we get too far into this, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to my editor who puts up with this crap. And thank you to everybody who got me to 10K. It has been a wonderful 2024, so I am very excited, well, for the channel. And so I'm very excited about that, and I'm looking forward to 2025, and I hope everybody's enjoying this, and I appreciate it. Also, feedback is always good in the comments section for what you want to see going forward into 2025. So there you have it. As of today, we are going to watch a very merry Xmas rant. This video, how long is this video? This video is about 16 minutes and 43 seconds long. I'm not going to speed her up. And here's my reason for this. Anna's early videos are very, for a lack of a better term, energetic. And I have found when I speed up her earlier ones, like she sounds manic when I speed her up. So I'm just going to turn on the closed captions and we're just going to let her go at her regular pace. I have already watched this one once. She basically spends 16 minutes complaining about booty calls that she's getting from guys who she hasn't spoken to in years. So it's a weird one. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, when have we ever watched a video from Anna where I haven't gone, it's a weird one? It's very few and far between. So here we are. Yeah, so let's get started. Yeah, okay, look. This thing's 8 years old. Okay, it's 8 years old. It's 8 years old. Let's just, it's fine. It's 8 years old, okay? It doesn't matter. It's an 8-year-old video. It's only got 17K views 8 years ago. There is a lifespan for videos, honestly. Probably, the reality is she could probably have just straight delete this video off of her account today, and there's no negative effects whatsoever on her account. So I'm not even going to go into her numbers from 8 years ago because like they don't matter because they're not right. I mean, they're not going to be right as today. Like she didn't have 2.3 million subscribers 8 years ago. But anyway, now I'm just rambling. Let's go.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
This is another unplanned video. I have to talk about yesterday.
Me too.
It was the worst day. And by saying
the worst
day, no, like nobody died, nobody's chronically ill, nobody fell off a bridge, nobody broke any limbs.
I mean, hypothetically, statistically, that all those things did happen. I mean, they didn't happen to anybody in your immediate vicinity, but they happened to somebody. I'm being an ass.
I didn't get a disease, like none of that. So it's not technically the worst day, but it's like
I still have COVID. Does that count? Dude, seriously. How in this year do I have that particular illness?
The worst day, as in like rom-com movie worst day.
I hate rom-coms.
See, yesterday was the start of what I like to call Xmas. Now, not Christmas, not like X, M-A-S, E-X, M-A-S. Now, Xmas.
E-A-M-A-X-E-X. Sorry.
This is what I like to call the time of year when all of your exes crawl out of whatever hole they've been living in and decide to somehow either do one of three things. A, try to get back in the game.
Sure.
B, flaunt their new relationship.
Why? Why would you call somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while? Hey, Tiny. Guess who I'm dating? John, is that you? We haven't spoken in like 10 years. Yeah, I know, but guess who I'm dating? I don't care. Like, who does that?
And C, try to just have sex with you. Like, let's be real.
Sexes.
So, Xmas kicked off for me yesterday in like a big way. And everybody and their brother started to text me. And I was like, what the?
You were like, what? I'm sorry, this is terrible. Maybe I should have sped her up. Anyway, onward.
Heck? Like, seriously, people.
Alright, I lied. I'm going to speed her back up. I'm going to speed her up to 125. I'm not starting her over again, though. There we go. Alright, I'm sorry. She's talking like this slow. This much too slow. Go.
We are not together for a reason.
Probably because they broke up with you. Oh!
No, I will not sleep with you, even though you don't want a relationship with me.
So, normally you would sleep with people when they don't want a relationship with you? Or were you trying to say, no, I won't sleep with you because you don't want a relationship with me? Because the way that you state it is like, oh my god, relationships, am I right? But I think what you meant was you don't want to like put out without having some kind of guarantee, I guess.
And I don't know what it is. I think it's cold in Austin, so it's like everybody's like, I need a snuggle. I need to get warm. So
how cold can it be in Austin? I'm sorry, y'all. You're from Texas, all right? I've been there in the winter. It's like 60 degrees. You're fine. How cold is it? I'm sorry. Anyway.
They're all like coming out of the woodwork to get, back in the action. Now, the weirdest one was, and I have to tell the backstory for this because it's insane. It's insane, people.
It's crazy.
A year and a half, 2 years ago.
I actually went back and did the math of this. I'm not entirely sure she was living in Austin 2 years ago. I think she was still living in Texas. Yes, that's where Austin is. I think she was still living in New York because she has a blog post around this time, the time period she's mentioning, where she said that she was living in her sister's apartment because she couldn't get an apartment of her own. And it sounds like she was in New York still, but I don't know if I'm splitting hairs here. I don't know how much it actually matters. It just was a little detail that I was like, I had to go look it up. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't in the long run.
More like 2 years, like more towards the 2 year side. I went to one of my favorite bars in Austin and I went to my favorite bars in Austin and I was looking cute. I had my hair up. I was in a pretty dress and I was with my friend and we were going to have just like a girls' night out. So I bought the first round of drinks and like.
Now, 2 years ago would have made this 2014, when this story is taking place. She was still doing her health vlog stuff in 2014. Somewhere around 2015 is when everything seemed to have fell apart for her. And I think that's around the time she moved to Austin. So, yeah. So this story, when it's taking place, she was actually at one of her lowest weights, if the timeline is to be believed.
Like the next round of drinks was, my friend was going to pay for it. That's how we kind of do it. You pay for one, I pay for one. So when she went back to go get the next round of drinks, she's like, Anna, you're not going to believe this.
You're right, I don't.
Bartender thinks you're cute and he gave me your drink for free. So I only had to pay for one drink and I was like, because it doesn't happen to me.
If you did that, I don't think he'd ever want to speak with you again.
Okay, I don't get hit on by bartenders. I don't get hit on that directly. Like usually it's like.
I went somewhere one time, way back in the day when I was just a young little thing. I was at a restaurant with my mom and the waiter dropped off the bill with his phone number. That's I guess the closest I get to this type of a story.
I don't know. I'm a very out there person, so it's either a lot of people have to work up confidence to talk to me.
No, that's not what people are doing. That's not. People aren't working up confidence to talk to you. They're working up their emotional reserves to deal with you.
Anyway, so I was like, yeah, and I was like totally into it, and so I did something I never do, which is I went up to the bar and I was like, hi, can I get a drink?
Oh my god. And he was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I thought you were normal.
Drink for me and my friend. And I did all of that, like that stuff where you like touch your hair and stick whatever minimalness I have here.
Why does she? Okay, look, I belong to the itty bitty titty committee. All right, Anna's rack is not that small. Who is she comparing her bazungas to that she thinks she's like flat chested? She acts like she's rocking a cup, an A cup here. And I'm like, bitch, you gotta at least have a C cup there. That's like average, at least. Why are you constantly on yourself about your boobs? Like, seriously. I don't get it. She's very insecure about it. And she's like constantly bringing it up. And I'm like, are you doing it because you want people to be like, oh no, Anna, your boobs are you got nice boobs. Is that what you're fishing for? Or do you really have that low, like you really have that much insecurity about the size of your chest? Like, you're not small chested. I don't know who put that thought in your head.
You're out, and I was like flirting and smiling and I touched his arm. Oh, I did all of that
and he didn't run screaming. That's a keeper.
stuff. Blah. So he did it, and he's like, oh, these drinks are on me, and I was like, damn straight they're on you.
Please go away.
Boom, boom, boom. And I went back to my friend and I was like, I just got another round of drinks free. This is my soulmate. Because of course I was young and naive when this happened, 2 years ago. And buying me drinks and my friend's drinks obviously meant you were my soulmate.
She's 2 years younger then than she is now. She just turned 40. Hang on, I gotta do math. What was this? 2016. She turned 20. 2014. Yeah, so she turned 40 in 2024. Subtract 10. She turned 30. She was 30 when this happened. Okay.
So I was stoked, and my friend's like, well, you have to put you have to give him your number. And I was like, and I remember being like, no, I don't. This is where this ends. I get my free drink. I feel good about myself. Game over.
What's that Taylor Swift song? Hey, you may think this is crazy, but here's my number. So call me maybe. I only know that because of Weird Al.
She was, very blunt in the fact that no, I had to give him my number. That was the next step. So I put my game face on, and I remember walking up to the bar and getting the receipt for our bill, which was like one drink at this point, and writing my number down. And he wasn't looking at me when I was doing it, and I was like inside because I've never done this before.
Well, I really hope to God you weren't doing that on the outside, because I think he would have been regretting every life decision that led up to this point.
And I wrote my number down, and I flipped the receipt over, and I put the tip on top, so it was like you'd have to open the receipt to get the tip and all of that. And I remember just being like and sliding the receipt over, and him taking it and him just putting it in the jar and not even looking at the number. And my heart went thud. Like physically my whole demeanor was like, whoa. And inside I was like, I did not just write my number on a piece of paper for you to casually not even notice all the hard effort I took writing those numbers with the pen that I had to hold in my hand and make shapes with to get your attention.
I have never done this. I just have never been in a situation where this has been an option, I guess. For those of you that have, because I know this is kind of like a cute meat thing. Is it really that big of a deal? The closest I've ever, like I said, the closest I've ever gotten to this is a waiter gave me his number.
finally, with my like death eyes on the receipt, because I was like, you know, my mind is like, ah, and so my face was like.
So your normal face?
I think he picked up that there was something on the back of the receipt because I was going all psycho chick, and he picked up the receipt.
Going? I need to stop now.
Took it, kissed it, and put it in his pocket. And I was like, oh, again. And I remember leaving that bar and just walking on clouds. Like it was the best night of my life. I had met a cute boy, he had taken my number, he had blah, 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 blah. That night, before I even got like to sleep, homeboy texted.
Checking my levels here. I think she's actually too loud.
Text me. And is, you know, very flattering. I don't even remember what he said, but I know it was something good. And I was like, oh, our love story is just beginning. And all of those storybook like crap that I don't believe in, I suddenly believe.
I believe you believe in it. I've seen your Hallmark video.
And was like really passionate about like, this is my ever after.
Stop singing.
Like that's how I felt. I'm such an idiot. So we talked for a couple days and I'm feeling really good about it. He asked me to go have coffee with him. I'm like, yes, I'll have coffee with you. Of course I'll have coffee with you. Please, no, not coffee with you. I'm excited. I like have outfits planned, right? Like for our coffee date and then our subsequent like 6 dates because I'm that excited. Just before the date, I get the text heard around the world. Mostly because my reaction was so rah that if you knew me, I like was like speed texting you when I received this text.
So sorry that Threads didn't exist back then because I'm sure everyone on Threads would have heard about this as well.
He proceeds to ask me what my dating status is. Over text, of course. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm single, duh. I would
Of course.
give my number to you if I was single. And he says, bum, ba, bum, he has a girlfriend. What? So then I asked the next logical step. So are you guys not happy? Are you guys breaking up?
How is that the next logical step? All right, look. I've already heard this part. Excuse me. So, 2 things are happening here. One of 2 things is happening here. Well, okay, maybe 3. Either A, he's trying to find a quick out because he's realized he's texting Psycho Chick here. 2, maybe they are on the outs and he's looking for the next girl to jump to. Or 3, and this is kind of what it sounds like, just, you know, from my perspective, but I could be very off. It sounds like he had maybe an open relationship kind of sort of deal going, and he liked Anna on top of his girlfriend, which I know is a hard concept for a lot of people, but there are people like that out there who are capable of maintaining 2 relationships, and he was just going after. She's in Austin. I just want you to understand that. There's a whole thing about like keeping Austin weird. I'm learning a lot about Austin that I didn't know. Anyway, my point being, her encountering someone like this in Austin is not, in my opinion, a strange thing. Okay? I just don't think Anna A is part of that world because she's not. And B, obviously she had no idea how to react to that kind of a thing because again, she's not part of that world. So I think honestly, assuming this story is true, I think honestly, Anna's reaction to this guy, if we put him into category 3, where he's in an open style relationship, I think Anna's reaction to this is like everyone who's not part of that type of relationship-ishness, that's how everyone else reacts. They're just like, oh my God. And they freak out and they can't handle it. And you know, the next thing you know is you're the worst, most horriblest person on the whole planet because they don't understand. I think that's a very normal reaction, honestly, Anna's is. Because I think Anna is like the majority of people. This guy and his girlfriend, if they are in category 3, are obviously, you know, that small percentage of the population that doesn't have the same relationship rules as everybody else. The other 2 possibilities are completely viable as well. It probably doesn't take very long to find out that Anna is Anna. And the other thing is, there's a lot of people who won't break up from a relationship until they have another one to jump into. I don't understand that concept either, but apparently Anna does, because she's asking that question. She's asking the bridge question here, like, oh, are you guys breaking up? Am I going to be rebound chick? Why do you want? Okay, cool. But there you go. So I don't know. That's just my take on the whole situation, and things that she says later on kind of make me lean more towards category 3 and less towards category 2. And I mean, category 1, I guess, is written off unless, like, he's really into girls like Anna, so.
Like, why are you hitting on me at a bar and buying me free drinks? It's not like I took a wink or a hello. Like, you bought me alcohol and you work at the bar. It's not like you were drunk. So.
Because I'm used to drunk guys buying me drinks. Not the sober ones. That's weird.
He's like, no, we're great. We have a great relationship.
That's what's making me think this is category 3 situation here.
I was like, womp, womp, womp. Because there's no way I'm going out with you now.
How did this guy put up with this that long? Like, Anna wants to believe that she's a big personality and it takes a lot of guts to go up and talk to her. I would go out of my fucking way to avoid Anna unless it was unavoidable, right? I see people like Anna and she gives me the hives. I've met people like Anna in the real world, right? She's not as unique and special as she likes to think she is. I have encountered people like this. Hello? All right, I think I was complaining about meeting people like Anna in the wild and how, like, I cannot. I will find reasons to not, especially be alone with them in a room. They are just like energy vampires. They just like suck everything out of the room directly into them. It's not finding the courage or building up the courage to go speak with you. It's finding the willpower to put yourself through that situation for any length of time. That's what it is. So I don't know.
So I try to rationalize it for a little bit because, after all, in my mind, he's my soulmate, but I come to the conclusion that this is not okay. This is totally wrong, and I cut ties. And we don't talk again. Fast forward 2 years to Xmas 2016, and guess who gets a text from this guy? And literally, he's texting me, I have no clue who he is. He says, I woke up thinking of you.
Did he send you a picture of a tent?
What? So 2 years have passed and you're still thinking about me? No offense, but if I'm thinking about someone 2 years after I met them, then it's probably likely that the person I'm with is not the person I should be with because I'm thinking of other women.
It's very presumptuous of you. I don't agree. I don't know. I don't know why you would text somebody 2 years after you stopped speaking with them altogether. I think that would be like your first hint that you are no longer on speaking terms. But I don't know. I have received weird texts from people I have not spoken to in years, and it's always just kind of like, hey, how's it going? And you're just like, I first have to remember who you are. And then, oh yeah, you know, I mean, sometimes that leads to the rekindling of a great relationship or a great friendship, right? Sometimes you wonder why you didn't block the number. Occasionally. More often than not, you really are just kind of reconnecting with somebody that you just haven't spoken to in a long time. You know, I've got a couple people I consider friends who, I mean, I literally have not spoken to them in over a year at this point. And if they texted me like tomorrow, I'd be like, hey man, that's cool. Let's talk, you know? I understand that this is like a different type of a situation, probably. I mean, this is probably a booty call, but I don't know. I also think this is Anna's glimpse into a world that she's just not part of. And much like Amber, she just doesn't have the emotional maturity or mental capacity. And I'm not saying she's stupid. I'm just saying poly relationships require a much different outlook on life than, you know, normal straight relationships. So, and I just don't think Amber or Anna have the mental maturity to do that.
Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, thinking enough to act on it. I mean, I don't even know. I just feel bad for who he's dating. Anyway, so he texts me. Bloop, 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 bloop.
But you're assuming that she doesn't know what's going on. See, that's the thing there. You're assuming she doesn't know what's going on. You're assuming he's cheating. This is why I keep saying category 3. This feels and sounds like category 3, right?
And I respond as every girl in her 30s who has a strange man texting her responds of,
Hey man, are you free? No, I'm kidding. I wasn't single in my 30s, I don't know.
New phone, who dis? And he proceeds to tell me, hi.
I've literally done that like 3 times in my life. And it's because I don't recognize the number. And I'm just like, who are you again?
Hi, it's that boy from that bar you like that we met, that we never went out because I had a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And in my mind, because obviously I'm a romantic at heart, I go, oh, maybe they broke up. Maybe he realized he screwed up when he asked me out. He should have asked me out then, and blah, 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 blah.
How does that make you a romantic at heart? Like, no offense, Anna, that makes you sound desperate. It doesn't make you sound like a romantic at heart. There's a difference between, like, you guys broke up or you had a connection that just didn't happen because life got in the way, kind of a thing. Like, oh, he had to go away to college and I was going to grad school and we were going to different states and it just didn't, our trains just didn't meet or something like that. That's different. You know, you get a contact 2 years in the future and you're just like, oh my God, it's meant to be. We're reconnecting. It's not that. You dumped his ass because he had a girlfriend and you didn't like it. 2 years later, he's hitting you up again and you're like, oh my God, it's meant to be. Girl, you thought he was trash to begin with. What? Why is he suddenly not trash now? I don't understand. Yeah, that's kind of the noise I hear when you're talking.
But no. No, he just texted me because he woke up thinking of me. He's now engaged to that same woman, but he just wanted to let me know that, hey, I was thinking of you and that I'm a good girl and I'll find someone someday.
Okay, that part. If that part's true. You could have just kept the text to yourself, dude. All of that just makes me go category 3. But the whole, like, you're a good girl and you'll find somebody someday. If that's true, just keep your text to yourself, my dude. I don't know. She's semi-famous at this point. She's like a Z-lister. What do they call them? Celebrities at this point. You know, so like, it's possible, especially since he's from the area and she's done a lot of like articles and interviews and photo shoots and that kind of shit. It's possible he saw a picture of her or read an article about her and he was like, oh yeah, I remember her. She was that girl from 2 years ago. And, you know, maybe in those articles, it's blatantly apparent that she's single because I don't think Anna's ever had a date, ever had a boyfriend the entire time she's been on YouTube, which has been a while now, 10 years at least. So it's just like, well, almost 10 years, 8 years. It's just kind of one of those things. So it could have been a number of things, but seriously, to like text anybody, I'm sure I was ranting about don't text people, that kind of shit, because you're just being a dick. Anyway, onward.
Are you kidding me? Thanks, buddy. Like I needed a reminder that I was single. Thank you. It's just so kind of you. You know, I was sitting here thinking, you know, I must be married. And then I got your text message and you filled me in. Thanks. Then he proceeded to ask me if I would have coffee with him. And I'm sitting here going like, what? Like, seriously, homeboy, the script hasn't flipped. It's the same situation. I'm not going to go out with you if you're dating somebody else. Come on. Have a little bit more respect for me and a little bit more respect for who you're dating. Now, I was totally cordial to him, and if he accidentally watches this, I don't care. You should know. You should not be asking girls.
If he accidentally watches this, F you, buddy.
Girls to hang out with you,
okay, look, no.
That you have displayed multiple times affection towards when you are engaged to someone else. I don't care how much trust you and your partner have. If the relationship between you and the other woman is purely an interest thing and not a friendship that's, you know, festered or not a friendship that's grown over sexualization of the other person.
I mean, in all fairness, I don't know what the text messages were leading up to said coffee date the first time. They might have been pretty explicit. I don't know. It sounds like the only person that was like sexualizing the other one was Anna sexualizing the bartender. But, you know, that seems to be Anna's MO. Maybe the guy just did want to be friends. I think that would be a weird thing. But yeah, I mean, it could be. Oh my God. You almost knocked over my coffee. You need to get down now. No, you had your chance. You had your chance. Thank you. The door is closed. Now we'll just hear him yowling outside of it.
You should not be talking to them. Nope. So that was the start of Xmas. That's what began Xmas. And then just...
Is he really an ex, though? Here's my thing. Like, you didn't date... You never even went on a date. I figured to be an ex, you have to at least have gone on like a date. But you never even went that far with the guy. Like, you just texted a few times, and then I assume one of you ghosted the other one, and that doesn't count in my opinion, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
During the day, it was here and there, every single person I've dated in the past probably 3 to 4 years. And I don't know how they all planned to text me on the same day. But, you know, Thursday seemed to be the day. Maybe there was a calendar invite sent out. Maybe Google popped a little alert up and said, hey, everybody, it's time to contact everyone you used to date and beg for them to have sex with you again.
He asked you out for coffee. That's not really begging for sex, unless going for coffee is something a new term I don't know from 10 years ago, which I think in my 30s, I would know whatever random term 30-year-olds were using at the time. I could be wrong. Yeah, okay. First off, how many people could Anna possibly have dated in the last 4 years, right? 4 years prior to this. I'm not trying to dig on Anna. I'm really not. Anna's incredibly high maintenance. She's very high energy. She's incredibly selective. I don't see Anna having that many partners, right? She's, in her book, she mentioned some dreamboat of a fake guy who may or may not have been somebody she dated in 2017 or around this time here. I've never, on any of her blogs, never saw her mention dating anyone. To be fair, I have not read her 2014 blogs yet. I've never heard through the grapevine of her being with somebody. This doesn't mean that she hasn't been. It just means I haven't come across it yet. And maybe she's like super good at keeping her personal life personal. I think nobody's that perfect, right? I think you would at least know that she was like dating somebody, or at least she would mention that they broke up, right? So how many people could possibly have been texting you from the past 4 years? Like maybe 4? And I mean, you're counting people that you never dated as being an ex. So it sounds to me like you're getting a bunch of calls, assuming that's even happening. It sounds to me like you're getting a bunch of booty calls from guys that you hung out with once or twice as a booty call, and now they're trying to hit you up again because they met you and you guys went out as booty calls. So it doesn't make, it's not that hard of a leap to think that they might be contacting you again because you were a booty call once. You know, it's just that kind of a thing. I'm not saying people like Anna can't have relationships or that people like Anna are not desirable. I just don't believe it, I guess is where I'm at with it. I could be very wrong. I really could. Somebody told me at one point Anna was claiming that she's had like 30 or 50 different relationships. And I mean, she is 40. There is a time span there, but that's really busy. That's really busy, right? If you're counting each one of those as a boyfriend, right? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know what happened, but for some reason, all of them began to hit me up for the day. But that's how it started. And my day was terrible as a result, because there's nothing worse than having to explain 30 times over that, yes, you are still single.
30 times. Okay, so 30 different people in 4 years. I know she's being exaggerated. I'm hoping she's exaggerating.
And yes, you still don't want to have sex with them. And yes, them texting you is not appreciated. Like, that gets old. And what's worse is I don't keep your number in my phone if I don't intend to see you again. Like, if it's over, I don't keep you in my phone. I don't need a reason to contact you. I don't need a reason to like look up your number again.
I have numbers of people I have no idea who the hell they are in my phone. I have no idea where we met. I don't know why you're in my phone. And have I deleted those people? No. Are they still there? Yes. Could they potentially text me at some point in the future? Totally. I am one of those people. I don't delete numbers unless you're an absolute problem child.
the worst part about all of this is that all of them tried to have conversations with me when I was like, hey buddy, bye-bye, don't talk to me again. And then they would text me again and I would have to go through the same rigmarole all over again, like, new phone, who dis? And then they would be like, Tom, we were just talking 5 minutes ago. And I'd be like, well, Tom, I don't keep people I dated 2 years ago's phone numbers in my phone. So.
But you do keep the number of people you talked to 5 minutes ago in your phone.
That was yesterday.
Did your phone not keep track of your text messages, your text conversations back then? I mean, this is only like 8 years ago. It's not that far back in the Stone Age, yeah?
And then we got to the afternoon. And this is so dumb.
So that was just the morning.
I was really excited about constructing a gingerbread house. Every year at my work, we have a gingerbread competition where we get put into teams and we build gingerbread houses, and then we have the people that like are the security guards and the maintenance staff judge the best gingerbread house.
Do they get to eat the gingerbread house?
And it's something.
This is the second time she's mentioned gingerbread, by the way. Well, third time she's mentioned gingerbread, by the way.
We've done for years in our company. So I was amped. I had big plans. I had so many creative things going on up here. I wanted to make a desk out of the gingerbread, so screw the house theme, like take the kit, reassemble it into a desk and a whiteboard, and pin all kinds of cool stuff, and I was gonna try to do frosting techniques, and I was like super excited. No, I don't have any of the skills to execute this, but
Didn't you just get done saying you have a team? Like, how did your team feel about that? Let me back that up. Because maybe she didn't. We have a gingerbread competition. Okay, no, she just said a competition. Alright, never mind.
in my mind I did, and I was passionate, and when there's a dream, you can achieve. So I was like so excited about this. And I got into my group. I don't know how
Okay, there was a group.
the world did this to me, but I literally feel like someone conspired to make me have like the most stupid, stupid Thursday ever.
Yes, Anna, the entire world is against you. I've had those days, though. I'm not going to pretend like I don't have days where I'm like, Jesus Christ, the world hates me. I mean, it happens.
They put me in a group of people that all wanted a traditional gingerbread house.
Oh my god. There was a group of people who wanted to build a gingerbread house and a gingerbread competition? No. Like a whole group of them? Like more than two? There were more than two people who were in my gingerbread house competition who wanted to build a gingerbread house? That is unheard of. Unheard of.
So every single idea was like boom, boom, boom. So I don't know how the world like got together and made this. So then
How is that the worst? This is first person syndrome. I had all of these great ideas and I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that and I was going to do this and yada 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 me. And then I got into a group of other people who had thoughts that were not mine. How dare they? They are the devil. You couldn't have compromised. You couldn't have figured out a way. You're supposed to be like A, the confidence queen, and B, like the compromiser of the world. Like, you're supposed to be the one who always finds the answer, Anna. You couldn't have figured out a way to negotiate with your team to make a slightly non-traditional gingerbread house? Like, really?
Then I got home and I was like, oh, okay, I'm home, I've got wine, I am now in control of my situation. I put my phone on like airplane mode because I could not take any more texts from my exes. And I walk into my bedroom.
All my Texas live in Texas. Wow, that came out weird. It sounded better in my head.
And I see Data like on the corner of the bed. And just as I look at him, he goes, bleh, all over my bed. Like he just threw up all over my bed. And I was just like, why? What have I done to you? I'm such a nice person. So what I have concluded from all of this, and this is my theory in life, and I think I'm right on this one.
You have first person syndrome?
When things start to go down the crack hole, and I'm not talking about like the big things, I'm talking about the small things like this, like
I don't know, man. My dog vomiting all over my bed's kind of a big deal for me, but I don't have a dog. I have cats who do occasionally vomit on my bed because cats. And I mean, It's irritating. I'm not gonna lie. But after you get it cleaned up, you are kind of like, okay, why is the cat vomiting on the bed? Usually it's a hairball. But it's just kind of... I don't feel like that's a little thing, but it's not like, OMG, I have to take my cat to the emergency vet because it's vomiting all over my bed. So I guess in that aspect, I do feel like having to clean up bodily fluids of any variety is a big deal.
Text from your ex, or like missing the bus, or your dog vomiting profusely all over your bed.
Did you miss the bus? You didn't tell us that.
And on the day that you didn't have sheets on it. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you, it was the worst in the world. Anyway.
Because having sheets on it makes it better?
When all of these things happen, it is a sign that you need to do the most adult thing in the world, which is run away.
I usually take it as a clue that I need to get my shit together because clearly I'm not prepared for small emergencies.
And how does an adult run away? They go on vacation.
Huh. What's that like? Wonder what it's like to be able to just be like, ah, fuck it. The dog vomited on the bed. I'm going to Disneyland. Did you clean the vomit off the bed? Or did you just... you just like, the dog goes, "Bleh," and you're like, fuck it, and you just pack your bags and just leave. You just leave the house the way it is. Hey, someone else's problem. Anyway, sorry.
And so what I am thinking is all of this crazy is a direct indicator that my vacation is going to be so kick-ass that all of this crappy stuff has to happen first so that I can appreciate how awesome it is to not have responsibilities for those days. Because
okay.
if everything is going...
This is the plan of a child. This is the plan of a child. I don't want to do the thing. I don't want to have to take responsibility for the stuff. Therefore, I'm going to run away where I don't have to deal with that stuff. And therefore, everything else will be better. Am I kicking?
Going great, and then you go on vacation, you're just like, oh, it's great with more alcohol. But if everything is going on crappy, like terrible, and then you go on vacation, you're like, yeah, I'm so smart, I did the right thing, I went on vacation.
I just can't imagine a world where I can just drop everything, just go on vacation. Like, I just can't. And I don't count being sick as being a vacation, because I do understand the need to just, like, stop because you're sick. That happens. But, like, I have never lived a life where I have been able to just be like, F it, I'm going on vacation. It's just not something I've been able to do. And so I still don't quite wrap my head around the whole, like, I'm just going to leave and go on vacation for a week. Okay. All right. What about everything? You know?
What? So I'm taking all of this, this train roll of like excommunication and terrible situations and creativity being stunted.
That's not what happened, Anna. You had an opportunity to work with a group of people to convince them to see your point of view, or at least to adapt parts of your point of view into a group project. And it sounds like you were not able to do that. And I feel like that's not a failure on anyone's end except maybe yours. Because I can kind of imagine how that conversation went. And yeah.
As a sign, the vacation is going to kick butt. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know, I just want to talk about it. Also, has anyone else ever experienced Xmas? Is this just me? Is this just something that happens to me? Or have
yes,
others of you gotten a lot of like weird messages from your exes in the holiday season?
My ex is from Texas. Do I have exes in Texas? Yes, actually I do. That's funny.
Do they try to do the come back around because they like what they found and they went out away and they found they couldn't stay with
Is this an actual song?
another girl because you were better with another girl? They left the sweater at their house because they ain't gonna go back there no more.
Sure. Let's see. I have given one One guy. Yeah, I've given one guy a second chance after he broke up with me. And in my defense, I was young. So, yeah. One guy out of all of the guys I've dated, I have given the chance of having a second go. So, I guess I'm one of those people that, like, I don't necessarily never want to talk to you again after we break up. It's just, we're never getting back together. Because it clearly didn't work. I've never had one of those breakups where it's like, oh, it's just, you know, we're living on other sides, you know, two separate sides of the country, and, you know, our needs just aren't being met because the distance is so great. I've never had one of those kind of breakups. So my breakups have always been pretty immediate and everybody's still in the same space. So it's just kind of like you just ignore each other for a while, kind of a breakup. But yeah, I don't know if, like, well, first off, I'm not in a position to, like, get back with people. But the other side of it is like, even if I was, and it was somebody from my past who just comes, like, crawling out of the woodwork, I don't have their phone numbers in my phone, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I do. And B, I don't know. I just don't like it, because it makes you feel like, you're a silver medal, you know? You're the backup chick. And I just don't like the idea of being somebody's backup chick, you know? Like, you're either with me or you're not. I mean, you're not my backup guy. Why would I be your backup chick, kind of a thing? That's just how I feel about it, though. I know other people feel very different. I know some people go through, like, rounds of breaking up with people, and then eventually it sticks. So, you know, it's fine. Everybody's to each their own, but I don't know.
And she's gonna call and be like, hey, you left your sweater.
And you're like, I never liked that sweater anyway.
Anyway, okay. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll check you later. Keep on shining bright like a diamond. Click subscribe if you like it.
Like is a strong word. I don't not believe her, I guess. I don't have a reason to not believe this story. In the future, Anna from the modern day, does have a penchant for making shit up. Or at least elaborating things to a point where it's no longer believable. So, could this be past Anna also doing that? Because, like, you know, current Anna does it? Possibly. I have no way of checking this story. I don't know if I care enough to check the story. Like, at the beginning, I was like, yeah, I went and I checked her timeline to see where she was living at the time, because she said she was in Austin. Could she have been in Austin? Yeah, I mean, I don't for 100% sure. A, she doesn't give us a solid date, so there's no way to, like, fact check that. And B, just saying 2 years ago from Christmas of 2016, that just makes it December of 2014. I mean, she could have easily have been in New York in Austin by then. I don't know exactly when she moved. I used to. Somewhere I have a timeline. I'm not looking it up because I'm still sick and I'm playing on that card. But I don't think it matters, and nor do I care. Do I think 30 different individuals all started trying to bang her in the course of a morning? No, I don't. Do I think she went to work and had an argument with her creative team over how they're going to build a gingerbread house? Yes, I do, 100%. I believe that story. Do I believe Anna took it as a personal front? Yes, I do. I do believe that as well. We have lots of evidence to believe that. And what was the last part of it? Oh, the dog vomiting on the bed. If you have animals and they haven't vomited on your bed, you're living a charmed life, is all I have to say. So there's that. The rest of it I don't actually care about. Like, Anna has always been incredibly out of touch because she just doesn't live in the same world as most people. I'm not saying people don't live in Anna's world. Like, there are people who live at Anna's level. Do I think they're all out of touch? No. Just Anna. And maybe people kind of like Anna. They're just kind of, like, so wrapped up in their own selves that they don't really realize that there are other people in the world who also have, you know, issues and bad days and exes that text them on Christmas. So, all right. If you've made it this far in the video, do your exes crawl out of the walls around Christmas time and try to get in on that, let me know. Again, not a problem I have, but... And I have a lot of random numbers in my phone. Yeah, so I guess, have you ever had a fight with your creative team over how to decorate a gingerbread house? We're talking about a lot of gingerbread on this channel this year, and I'm okay with it. Have you had an animal vomit on your bed? Alright, if you've made it this far, and your emoji is going to be... You might as well make it a Christmas tree, because I've had to stare at these damn things this entire video. So, we're reusing a lot of emojis this time, because it's that time of year, and there's only so many Christmas emojis I'm finding out, which is kind of sad, because there's no gingerbread emoji, you guys. How? Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. I will get that updated by the beginning of the new year. I'm sorry, I've been really behind on that. I will get it updated by the new year. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. My videos have been getting like... I don't know what's going on with the videos. I know Alona was talking about it on her marathon reaction to Amber. I think everybody's getting hit with it. I think YouTube's doing some kind of like cleaning thing where they're going through and they're cleaning out people's bots. I don't have any, but it's obviously affecting things. So if you're a viewer, go ahead and be sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I will see everybody in the next one. Bye!
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.